Hey y'all, hey, it is Samantha,
And it's Kay.
and we are here with another episode of A Brunch Session.
All right. You guys know the drill. Sam, how was your week?
Girl, confusing and boring and confusing at the same time. Like, school is all over the place. The week prior, I had my cousin here. So, the whole week we were just having fun, hanging out with me and my classmates and stuff like that. But afterwards, it just became a long, like, downward slope of school, boringness, confusion. So I'm ready for this week to be over. That's how I'm feeling right now. But what about you, girl?
Well, it's Thursday, so I feel like all week I have not known what day it was. I kept having to check my phone, like, what day is it? But then I remembered, oh yeah, I get my new roommates on Tuesday. So, I'm still in school, you guys, and I'm still doing the roommate thing. This is my first time having Black roommates. Like, my whole time at UCF, I only had white girls. So I'm not going to lie. When I first saw their names, I was like, oh, they're definitely Black. And then I was kind of wondering, I wonder what it's gonna be like because I've never really roomed with a Black girls before. So
Mm-hmm.
I was nervous, but I was still excited because I remember at UCF, I used to be like, God, please make them Black. Please make them Black. And they were never Black. Like Becky and Lauren would come walking in like, hi. And I was like, they're not Black.
First of all, it's the name for me.
No.
Lauren.
No, for real. I really had a Lauren. Like, I really had a Lauren. And so with these roommates, seeing that they're Black, I was super excited. And then they go to FAMU. So that was even more exciting for me. I was like, okay. And then when I met them, they're super cool. So this is my last batch of roommates. I graduate next May. I literally prayed before they came because I've had all kind of experiences with roommates, like literally all kind, and it has really shaped me to be a lot more understanding and everything toward people. But yeah, I'm excited though. They seem really, really cool. So I'm really hoping that it's not gonna be like the past where it was just issues.
Yeah, let this moment be like smooth sailing, where the last thing you got to worry about is roommate issues. Worry about graduating and the aftermath.
Yeah, so I'm excited though, but right now I'm kind of like, I don't really care, but at the same time, I still want to, be friendly and get to know people. But when you're 26 and you finna graduate, you be like, hey, bye. Like, been there, 19-year-old. Oh my God, roommates. Now I'm like 26 and I'm like, hi. Yeah.
You barely even want to say hi. You're like, oh, I see
Barely,
y'all.
barely. Like when they moved in, I stayed in my room. The whole
I
time they're
figured.
moving. I was working out, but I wasn't pressed to go outside either. So I was like, hey, like,
That's
but
10 times worse. You know that, right?
I know I had to send a text. I was like, yeah, guys, I'm working out. See you in a few. Cause I knew it came across as like, dang, she ain't even trying to say hey. She ain't trying to
And
talk.
we see that you home too. So it's like,
Yeah. It's like, and then I closed the door. It definitely.
wait, hold on. You closed the door when you started walking in, or
I
you
walked
been closed the door?
I walked in and they were already moving their stuff in, and then I went straight. I said hi. We went straight to my room, closed the door,
Oh, that's
and
rude.
started working out. I didn't mean for it to be rude.
Please.
I really didn't. I was working out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work out. I'm gonna go out, and then I'm gonna say hello. Like I had a whole plan, but my plan, my priority was get this workout done because I was already mad that I had to work out. So then it was like, let me get it over with instead of having a conversation and then having to work out later. Let me just work out now and then talk. But last night we had a really cool conversation. So I really do like them so far. I'm excited for Black roommates. Yes. Because
That's
we
cool.
we are different though. Black roommates and Black roommates. Different things. Same people, not even the same people. Whatever. Anyways, going into the topics, like all over the place. But
Mm-hmm.
in case you guys have not heard, Lauryn Hill has made the news, and not for being late to a performance, which is normally what she makes news for. This
Just
time,
kidding.
no, she does. Like, I really want to see Lauryn Hill in concert, but then you hear that she always late, and I'm like, sis, no. So this time it was for discipline. Like, her daughter basically came out and made a video on YouTube that's now deleted, I think. And she was talking about discipline and her parents and her family, her father not really being around. And then she just made a comment about her mom, like, beating her like a slave, like, basically
Mm.
making saying some serious things. So I'm just like, whoa. And she said, it's crazy. I'm playing their trauma back in my head as I speak to you. She go get the belt. That's how you know you're in trouble. It's like walking to your death. My mom is an amazing woman, but she obviously didn't do everything right. Hill's physical punishment of her was some slavery, SHIT, says her daughter. I got that from an article, and I was like, wow. And then Lauryn Hill came out, and basically she said, it was a long post. I'm not reading it all. I'm reading a very short part of it. She says, if I'm guilty of anything, it is disciplining in anger, not in disciplining, not in yeah, disciplining. The toxic venom I ingested for standing on principle and confronting systematic racism far before it was a thing to do, to say or do. Everything you now celebrate everyone for, that was shade. The people who called me crazy and have yet to apologize and say, oh yeah, we were wrong. Of course, that seeped into my home. It was intended to. So a lot of people were talking about that, and the conversation of disciplining, and especially disciplining of children, really came up. So I guess the question is, like, how far is too far? Because I feel like whenever I talk about discipline, my friends like always say, oh, you want to be a white parent. And I'm just like, well, what does that mean? Like, not beat your kids, not verbally assault your children? Like, what do you mean parenting like a white parent? Because to me, that's just parenting, like good parenting, period.
I mean, I feel as though when it comes down to discipline a child, everybody has their own forte. You got people that don't want to whoop their kids, then you have people that don't curse at their kids. I'm
Mm-hmm.
Caribbean. So in my household, let's be real, I didn't even really hear I love you too much. You just knew your mom loved you because she didn't kick you out, and she hasn't, like, yeah, probably because she hasn't kicked you out and she cooked you food.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like when whoopings happen, if I deserve discipline, I deserve discipline. If it was whoopings, hell yeah, I got them. But then you got these other black kids that will get a whooping and be like, I'm calling DCF on my parents and things like that.
Mm.
Some people don't understand that discipline is necessary. They don't want to be disciplined, and they feel like if they are being disciplined, it has to be a certain type of way. You got other kids that are okay with being grounded and having their phone taken away. You got other kids that don't like it. I feel as though her statement being beaten up like a slave or whatever the case is, it's just you got a whooping, honey. We all did. Like, it's okay. Like, you're now built into this woman that you are now. I know you feel sad about what happened in the past or whatever mistakes happened, but at the end of the day, that's part of discipline. And if that's the way your parents went about it, then that's the way your parents went about it. Like, you can't be upset. Like, you're not broken. You're good. You're here. You're alive. Maybe you might implement something different with your children, but at the end of the day, you can't. I feel as though so many times people have an input on how people raise their children, but at the end of the day, do you really have too much of a say? Black parents are gonna whoop their kids. A lot of them do. It's not that bad. I might whoop mine, probably.
So, okay. Obviously, I agree, but at the same time, I kind of disagree because I think that there's a difference between discipline and between it becoming harmful. Because
Oh,
you
of
can
course.
you can spank your child, and I think that kids do need discipline, but I feel like a lot of times people have to understand that just because the child like is here and you're alive and you're not broken physically, but mentally and emotionally, you probably are broken. Because when I'm in the store and I see a mother yell at her kid to like shut up, or when I even on Facebook, because y'all young mothers on Facebook just don't give a damn about DCF. Y'all don't care that people are watching how y'all speak to y'all children. They be on video just sit the F down and really just talking to their child like this kid is just not ingesting all of that. To me, I feel like it's certain ways. If you don't know how to speak to a child, you don't need to have children. If you don't know how to, having kids is not just about financial. And a lot of people feel like, well, my kid eating good, they well taken care of. But then I go on Facebook and you cussing out your child. Like, it don't matter if your kid has on the freshest outfit. That kid is hearing the way you're speaking to them. They're not seeing that having a nice outfit. We're seeing they having a nice outfit. That kid is hearing my mom basically tell me to, excuse my French, but shut the fuck up. Like, that kid is hearing that. And then when you have children out here grabbing children, beating them with objects, beating them with belts, I just look at that and I got whoopings. You know, my mom was a disciplinarian, but she never like, I want to say I got beatings. Like, I never got beatings. And I'm thankful for that because I don't know what I would do if I had to go through my mom throwing things at me, cussing me out. Like, I literally had friends who their parents, when they would talk to me about things that parent would say to them, I was like, your mother spoke to you like you was a trick in the street. Like, that's not like how you speak to a child. And I was looking at science because I'm a psychology major. Of course, I had to do some lookups. And this proof that physical punishment makes kids more aggressive. Like, if a child is being beat on and that's how they see you react to anger, when they go to school, when their siblings piss them off, if they get mad, they're not gonna think, let me tell this person, yo, you really upset me. Like, this is what you did to piss me off. Like, I feel some type of way. Their parents beat them. So when you piss me off, guess what? I don't want to speak. I want to punch you in your face. And then parents are like, why are you so aggressive? Like, why is my kid fighting all the time? And people be like, oh, it's funny. Your kid is fighting all the time because they see you fighting them all the time.
But see, that I think there's a level to it because there's a difference between disciplining and there's a difference between you're being upset and you're taking out your anger on your child. Mm-hmm. If my child does something wrong, they're going to be disciplined. It's either going to be whooping, it's going to be scolding, something. I'm not going to just let that slide, but there's levels to it. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and beat my child till they're black and blue because they said hi to me wrong. Like, I think of that, like the thought process and the stories that you're giving, it reminds me of Precious. You remember that movie? It's
Girl.
Like Precious would walk in the house and this hoe was so mad, she would beat her just cause. Like,
why
you're
she
mad
gotta
at
be
your
a hoe?
Well, nah, man, because it's like, it blows my mind at the fact that she wouldn't do anything wrong and she would get whooped. I feel as though that's why a lot of children or people become very aggressive because it's not discipline anymore. It's just part of your life. Like, I know if I walk in this house wrong, I'm probably going to get whooped. I'm probably going to get beat. If my mom came home upset because of whatever happened, now I'm going to get beat. But if I go to the store and I steal, my child better be expected to be disciplined. Point blank period. Yeah. It's not just like, oh, I'm waking up on the wrong side. And I feel like, to me, there's levels to it. I'm going to whoop you because I'm disciplining you, there's a difference. I'm not going to sit here and keep doing it until I'm happy or I'm okay or I'm tired. Nah, I'm going to do it until you learn the lesson. I feel like, okay, hey, you're crying a little bit. You feel, hey, I'm not going to do that again. Done. There's levels to it. And I do feel as though parents do surpass that a lot. Like I said, I'm Haitian, and me being from the Caribbean, my mom, when she would communicate with us, insults were their form of love. Like, she would call me so many negative names in the book. But literally, you would think that was a bad thing, but literally that's their form of showing love. And growing up, you always feel, oh my God, my mom don't love me, like, da-da-da-da-da. But when you start talking to other Haitians, it's just like, okay, hey, we know she do love us. That's her form of doing it. Yeah. Because there's so many other ways she can take things away from us. Like I said, you got parents that don't like feeding their children because they don't like their children. You got parents that will literally, like I said, walk into the house and slap you if you walk in the house wrong. That's, to me, I feel as though too many times we don't appreciate what we have or don't understand it. We can't compare to say this is how parents should be and that's how his parents should be. Each parent household is different. Like I said, in Caribbean household, there are certain things we just didn't get. We got disciplined. We weren't told we were loved all the time. that doesn't mean that I'm gonna wake up being aggressive all the time. It's just we
Yeah.
just have a different form of love. And there's, like I said, there's levels to it. But for me, I feel as though, if I'm gonna beat my child up, I'm not gonna beat them up to hurt them and beat them. I'm gonna beat them up to learn the lesson and go about my business. That's it.
Yeah, I do agree. I think discipline is very important, and there's definitely levels. I just feel like people are quick to discipline in a aggressive manner before really
Yeah.
trying to sit down and really explain to the child what they did wrong. And I think a lot of people feel like children should be seen and not heard, and they kind of forget that children are people too with thoughts and feelings. And it's kind of hard to tell a kid that you need to sit down and just be quiet. Like, there are moments, obviously, when a child is supposed to be seen and not heard. Like, if I'm having a conversation, sit down, mom will get to you later. But even like in the stores and stuff like that, when the kid is just there, like, I'm just living like my mom, we're running errands. Why do you gotta yell at me for just saying things, for asking questions, for being curious? Like, a child is curious. A child is gonna ask you 10 questions within a matter of a few minutes, and it's gonna be annoying, but you're a parent. And even though I don't have kids, it just never sat right with me when I would see parents talking to their children like that. And obviously, I don't know the backstory. Maybe mom just got to work an 8-hour shift. I'm sure there's things that happen I'm not aware of. So I'm not always just like, that's a bad mom. But for me, I just feel like, especially in the Black community, we are really quick to just backhand, like slap
Yeah.
in the mouth. And it's just like, dang, can you just cool off for a second and figure out, ask the child, why did you just do that? Like, what was your motive for doing that? And then the child tells you, well, this is what happened. And then you can say, you know what? This is my discipline from here on out. But the first thing you do is just like backhand, and then you want to ask questions later or not ask questions at all. I feel like
Yeah.
that's a problem. I think that discipline is okay, but maybe not being so quick to just be like, I'm finna beat you, I'm finna scream, I'm finna yell. And then it makes your child kind of afraid of their parents. Like, if something does happen, if I do drop a glass of water or something, that child might be afraid to go to the parent and be like, this is what I did, because they know from the past experiences that if I do something wrong, I'm going to get this type of reaction, instead of the parent just being like, it was a mistake. But next time, if you can't handle it, just don't pour that much. Or just talking to the child, letting them know, and then being like, okay, you know what? Okay. Then they might come to you more often. But if a child knows that if I do something wrong, like anything I do could get me this reaction, why would I come to you? Like, even with child abuse, if somebody else is abusing that child, touching them or anything like that, if they've seen you get angry so much, it's kind of like, why would I tell you that this person is hurting me? Because you're probably going to hurt me for me even telling you this. People don't think like that sometimes.
Oh yeah, of course. And that's very apparent because I think that some parents forget that children imitate them. So
Mm-hmm.
you see your child wilding out talking crazy, maybe it's because you at home talking crazy. And they just
Girl.
copying you. And maybe they don't realize that, okay, hey, I can't say these certain things in public, and now you embarrassed, and that's why you start acting crazy. Like, oh, my child talking,
Exactly.
cursing. Like, but it's like they learned it from you, honey.
They learned it from
So
you. Like, imitation, a child really is a sponge. Like I said, if
mhm.
you're gonna if you're gonna curse out your kid, don't expect for your kid to go off to school or go off to wherever they're going and not speak like that. Like,
Yeah,
how do you, like, kids are not stupid. I think people feel like kids are stupid. And I feel like people think like, oh, they're a child, they're okay. But it's like, no, that child hears you cursing and speaking crazy. So when I'm out with this person, I'm gonna tell them to shut the fuck up because my mama tell
yeah,
me to shut the fuck up. So it's like,
yeah. Hmm.
little Deshaun, where'd you learn that
Why it
from?
gotta be the ghetto name though? Come on now, you couldn't say Brandon. Shoot,
Because we from Riviera Beach, and in Riviera Beach,
nigga, you from Riviera Beach?
well, in Riviera Beach, Deshaun is a lot more common than Brandon. I'm
Well,
sorry
I
to all
feel
the
that
Deshaun's
though.
out there. All the Deshaun's out there. My bad. But
You
y'all
ain't
know y'all won't be
sorry.
tripping. Y'all know.
You see how she take it back, like, but that butt canceled out your whole apology, honey.
Well, I'm not sorry then.
Yeah,
You know, because
I
it's
already saw
true.
that.
It's true.
No, no. But I just feel as though, disciplining is necessary, but you gotta have common sense, like, with it. That's why I say, like, certain things you can't beat your child on. Not even say certain things, but you can't beat on your child just because you upset. You need to beat on them so they know what they're doing is wrong. Like, certain things happen or you can do is because you're grown. I speak this way because I'm grown, so I'm gonna discipline you so you understand that you can't, copy me. But I'm not gonna beat you or fight you or whatever the case is because I'm just upset and I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to, take my anger out on you. I think that's where the difference lies. Um, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel as though in due time, I think parents kind of learn because regardless of how many self-help books you can get, you're never prepared to have a child 100%. You got
Never.
to go through thousand errors and some things are going to mess up a child a little bit more and then the next child comes and you learn a little bit better. So
Yeah.
it's all growth and
It is. And times are changing.
good.
Thank God. Times
Mm-hmm.
are changing. So hopefully more parents are starting to realize that you can discipline your child, but just be mindful of the fact that mental and emotional abuse, you can't see that. So
Yeah,
just know that when you are having children, like I'm very mindful of that. Like when I have kids, I want to make sure that I at least feel like I am emotionally and mentally ready. Not just
true.
financially ready. Obviously, I'm not going to be the perfect mother. Nobody is. But let's just really make sure that we understand that children are still people and they might piss us off sometimes, but understand that they're working from a very childish mentality and you're an adult. So if you flip out, what do you think is teaching that child? Just saying.
That is true. That is true. That is true. Next topic, y'all. Now, okay, everybody knows about the Breonna Taylor situation. We already know that her killers are still out here living regular life. And it seems like a lot of people are trying to put, their 2 cents, either trying to make money off of it or
Mm-hmm.
supposedly it might be them trying to give their own version of, marketing, trying to help out the situation. Go ahead, Kanisha. You know better than me.
Okay. So basically with me and Sam, we're trying to figure out what are we gonna be what's gonna be our next topic for this episode. We kind of had the whole Lauren Hill thing, but then when we were online and we looked up the whole Breonna Taylor merch, first of all, I was seeing it on the Trump Make America Great Again hat. And I saw a lot of people were saying, well, I don't feel comfortable with this. But then you had a lot of other people that were kind of supporting it. So I was just like, my question was kind of, well, who made the merch? Where the proceeds going? That really was my question. So then when I typed in on Google Breonna Taylor, like who made the Breonna Taylor merch, you guys, literally, it was just, it was freaking crazy. Like it was all over the place. Like Etsy has items, and then you have TRS, Maya Dove, Pride Earth, like all these places have merch. And then you have Etsy, they have a picture of the Breonna Taylor shirt rolled up, sandals, glasses, and some shorts. Like a whole
Like it's
outfit.
an outfit.
Like it's
Come
a
on
like it's
now.
a whole like it's a Gucci shirt. Like this is how you would wear this outfit, this shirt, these sunglasses. It's like this girl was killed by police brutality, and you have a picture of her like you're trying to sell this cute summertime outfit idea. Like this is a cute summer outfit. And
Yeah.
I felt so uncomfortable. I was like, bro, what is this? A Breonna Taylor sweatshirt for $40? And my question is, where is this money going? Like, does Breonna Taylor's family know about all of these items? Like, do they know Etsy is making this? Do they know Maya Dove is making this? Like, are they getting any type of financial support from these companies when they do sell their merch? And then you have LeBron James wearing the hat. And it's just like, who making this money? To me, I feel like they are purchasing her death.
Oh yeah, definitely. And my thing is like, let's be real. Majority of the time, if we see somebody like doing something like this, where they're trying to make some type of proceeds towards Breonna Taylor, they would have specified that. They would have been like, okay, hey, these proceeds, whatever you buy here, is gonna be going towards Breonna Taylor and towards her family something. We don't see that on none of this. Secondly, it's the fact that the way it's becoming so popularized, it reminds me of when Kanika Jenkins passed. Literally, you have so many people on. So I saw about 2 or 3 YouTubers get popular off of posting their opinion on how she passed away. They literally took her situation and made it a moment for them to popularize themselves, to become somebody important on social media. How? That girl passed. This is her death, and you take it as a joke by sitting here pretending to be an investigator just so you can become popular on social media. And I feel it's the same thing with this. People now know that Breonna Taylor's situation is a popular topic, especially around Black people. I'm going to, just like with well, this is not a bad situation, but it's like I feel as though a lot of people are really marketing off of situations. So like when Juneteenth happened, so many people knew about Juneteenth, but let's be real, not that many people celebrated it. Now all of a sudden when the holiday was about to happen, so many people making shirts, so many people making things that people can wear. It's like, okay, I know something that I can make money off because this is what's popular. The Breonna Taylor situation is not popular. It's not something, I feel as though a lot of these people that are doing this, it's not because they care about her killers being locked away. It's because, whoa, this is something popular. I see famous people talking about it. I see regular people talking about it. I know people are going to buy this merch. Let me make them. Let me make this merch so I can make some coins. Point blank, period.
Exactly. It's disgusting.
It is. Where are your morals? Like, literally, where are your morals? I understand money is a lot. But right now, how can you make somebody's death your own marketing scheme?
Yeah. I feel like I would be more understanding if maybe her family was trying to raise money for maybe the court costs, or if there was a legitimate reason behind it, then I might be able to understand it better. But all these places making shirts and hats, to me, I feel like you're just profiting off of this situation. And my question is, where are the proceeds going? And where is the proof that the proceeds are going here? Because we all know companies who claim buy this and every dollar will go toward this and a third. Honey, you're making thousands of dollars from this, and $1 like per spent is what you're going to give to this organization. And then I don't even know if they're really getting it. Like, to me, it was just crazy seeing. And then $40 for a sweatshirt? Like, are you kidding? It's just like, what is your motive? And they always say, we're bringing awareness. Stop. Stop.
There's no type of awareness that you're bringing with
it's already aware. We're already aware. There's not a person alive who doesn't know about Breonna Taylor. So what I don't want to hear is you selling $40 sweatshirts and making up outfit ideas to bring awareness to the death of Breonna Taylor. It was just crazy to me. Like, people do this all the time. Like the whole George Floyd thing. Like,
oh yeah,
that to me is crazy. You know, like you said, people on YouTube making money off of this. Like, you're getting paid for that. You're getting paid to say that this is wrong. I know. I don't need you to make a video telling me what's wrong. Like, don't even try that with me. Like, I see right through you. And I'm just so disappointed. And I feel bad for her family. I feel bad for her family because I don't know if they're involved or what's going on. Like, but honestly, if my mom or my best friend passed like that, or whoever, my brother passed like that, if somebody even thought to make some mother trucking merch with my brother face on it, I'm raising holy hell. Like, it's gonna be a problem. Like, that's a problem. Yeah, we capitalism.
That's it right
Capitalism.
there. That's it.
Making money. Oh, you're shot dead in your home. Let's put your face on a shirt because Black people are really upset about it. So let's try to see what we can get from this situation instead of saying, you know what, let's not do anything. No, let's make money.
And
Let's
let's
make
be
money.
real. I'm not gonna lie. I already feel like it's Black people doing this.
At Etsy?
Yes, at Etsy. There's Black people that use Etsy.
No, but I'm saying like corporate, like making the decisions.
Because my thing is the way Etsy's set up, anyone can make an Etsy. Etsy is like Amazon.
Okay.
So you could just make your own
Etsy.
account. Oh, yeah, Etsy is like Amazon. You can make up your own products, make up your own account, whatever the case is, and you sell your products on Etsy. They just get a percentage from it. Pretty sure it's a Black person making these T-shirts. Because literally it's easy to make a graphic T-shirt. You could buy a little printing press, go about your business, or you pay somebody to make it.
That's sad.
I wouldn't be shocked if it's a Black person doing it. I wouldn't. If a white person doing it, they probably going straight to hell.
No. Nah, you know some white people definitely made some of that merch. Some white folks for sure.
Well, the picture you sent me, that outfit, with that outfit had to have been a white person.
You said a hat or hatting?
It had to be. For that one, the picture you sent me, it was the shoes for me.
It was the shoes. It was the shoes.
It was the shoes.
That's not, y'all, that's not funny, but if y'all saw this picture that we're talking about, you could probably actually go on Google right now and type in Breonna Taylor merch and it probably will pop up. But I think, Black people and white people are definitely profiting from it because white people are very smart and they know how to get a Black person. I was going to say how to catch a nigga, but I'm not going to say that. They know. Even though I just said it, they know how to get us. So most younger people are probably going to look at that and be like, I'm going to cop that. Somebody older with a bit more, who is a bit more civilized might look at that and be like, what is that? Like, I'm not going to rock that. Or maybe if you were having a protest and you wanted to wear her shirt, I could understand that. If you wanted to get a whole bunch of shirts made, have a protest, and just show her face. But do not come to the family barbecue wearing a Breonna Taylor t-shirt. And I'm like, what? Like, oh, it's cute. It's cute. Do you know what happened to her? Like,
legit.
Kinda. I know she got shot.
By who? You don't even know. Like, come on now. Like, how y'all gonna turn a situation like that into a graphic tee? How?
Like Samantha said, when I showed the picture, she said, that's a Tupac shirt.
That's literally a Tupac shirt.
That's a Tupac shirt. That's like a Biggie. That's like somebody, it gave me very much so I love Madonna, so I'm finna just plaster Madonna face on my t-shirt.
Yeah.
It gave me very much those tees. And this situation is a lot more serious than making merch and trying to make money from it, If you're gonna make money for it, I just hope that it's going to the right place. Like,
it's not. It's going into their pocket.
I know, and that hurts my heart because, this girl's life was taken, and it's not cool to profit off of this. Like, America is so greedy, and that's why God says money is the root of all evil. That's really why people say that. Like, the word preaches against not worshiping money because it causes you to lose your values, your morals. Like, you forget that this girl has died, and then people don't think about the fact that, her boyfriend is probably traumatized. I think about her boyfriend often. Like, I really think about her boyfriend a lot because he had to see that. He was there. Like, it's one thing to know somebody that you love is dead. It's a whole other thing to be in the room and then to be left. Like, the police killed this lady and then realized it was the wrong house and left. he had to call the police. Like, he's the one that had to be like, look at his girlfriend just sitting there dead. And maybe she didn't die quickly. Maybe he saw her take her last breath. Like, you never know. So I think about him all the time and how he must feel. So it's kind of, I couldn't imagine just like living and having people wearing all this merch and you seeing all these companies profiting off the death of your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like, that would, I'm surprised he has, and I'm sure he's having mental issues and nobody's really talking about him a lot. And I really want to know what's going on with him. Like, is he okay? Because I don't know what I would do if I saw someone that I loved gunned down like that. I don't know how I would react.
Yeah, and that's not even a position I even want to think about.
No, not at all. Not at all. So it's going to continue to happen. Like I said, America is built off of capitalism, making a dollar. America has profited from people's pain since Christopher Columbus thought he found this mofo. Like, we have always profited off of pain. With slavery, we profited off of Black people's skins being ripped to shreds, family being torn apart. Didn't matter. Mm-hmm. You were making profit. You know, Native Americans push off their land just to have their land so that you can make more money. You know, it's just profit. It's crazy. It's disgusting, you know, but it's never going to stop.
One thing that I did remember with the whole Breonna Taylor thing, and this is where I feel like people are really taking it overboard, is the fact that I remember on Instagram, I would watch girls post, like, you know, their Instagram photos, either in bathing suits, whatever the case is. You'll slide next, and they'll be like, oh, but remember Breonna Taylor. I look at that junk like, wait, what? You got your whole booty out, posted on social media, and then you slide next and you talking about, oh, but remember Breonna Taylor. What does that mean? Like, what is that? I didn't even understand when I saw that on social media.
Yeah, I saw some models being called out for that. It was one Black model, I think her name is Ducky. She had posted like a really cute photo and the caption said Breonna Taylor, and people were like, what? And then it was another photo with George Floyd. It was a video. Someone took a video of this white girl, and she was dressed to the nines, and she was holding the George Floyd, literally a poster, and she was having a photo shoot. Protesters were walking around her, and she was not at the protest. She was just taking it as a backdrop and using a poster as a prop for a photo shoot. And someone took a video and they were like, wow, like, this is crazy. Like, she literally was in the middle of the street. It was in New York. And I was like, that is crazy. So I wasn't shocked when it happened with Breonna Taylor because it was already happening with George Floyd. It was just like, I don't know what you're trying to do. I don't know if you're trying to do this whole, like, I'm going to catch your attention with my boobs and then my butt, but I'm going to give you more serious message. Because there are some women that might do things like that, like have their shirt kind of like unbuttoned, but then talk to you about something really serious. I don't know, but I think that kind of gets lost in the whole sex appeal of it because it feels like it's not genuine
at all.
I think that's what it feels like. If you want to speak about Breonna Taylor, then really talk about it. Really post something about it. Like, make a video speaking about it. What I don't want to see is you in a Fashion Nova thong and then talking about something, but and then you're making money from that photo at the same time. So you know what? Like, I also don't want to even hear that. Like, but you know, we're not holier than thou. But all we're saying is that this is not something to make money from. Yeah, do better, but at the same time, you ain't going to do better because you already been bitten by the money hungry bug.
True.
You want that paper. So whatever. I won't be buying no damn Breonna Taylor merch. Not a penny of my money will go toward it. Nah, I'm straight. I'm straight. But on to the next topic, you guys. Our last topic of the episode. How you pronounce your name? Kamala Harris? I think that's right. Kamala Harris. It's Camilla?
That's what I say.
I think it's Kamala.
Kamala?
I think it's Kamala. It's
Why you say
Kamala
the
Harris.
all? Why you say Kamala?
I said
I think it's
Kamala.
I think it's
Kamala.
Ka Ka Kamala.
Kamala. It might be that. People
Kamala
can't pronounce.
Harris.
We
Yeah,
illiterate.
people. Woo! She okay. You know how
We
like the
educated. We
dictionary will
promise.
show how you know how the dictionary shows you how to pronounce the words. That's what she needs to do next to her name. Show us how to pronounce that thing, please.
Because there's so many ways you can go with that. You know, we can call her Miss Harris. Miss Harris is the vice presidential. Sam, it's your face, Sam. Stop it. It's
I
your
know,
face.
because I'm just laughing at the fact that you just like just call her Miss Harris, like
Miss Harris. You know, she's an elder, so it's respectful anyway to not call her by her first name. She is a vice presidential, well, not even the nominee anymore because she accepted. So she's officially on the ballot, and it has been some mess. Like, Black people, we are divided on this situation. So we have one side of our people that are saying she's a Black woman, this is history, get Trump out of office, X, Y, and Z. We have that. But then you have the other side of people, which are saying, look at her record. And if you're not aware of her record, we did do some research to figure out what people are really talking about. So a lot of people are speaking about when she was the district attorney, prosecutor, and state attorney general in LA. And I guess some of the things that she did was she championed state legislation under which parents whose children were found to be habitually truant in elementary school could be prosecuted despite concerns that it would disproportionately affect low-income people of color. So basically, she was locking folks up if your kid's not going to school. And then in 2014, she declined to take a position on Proposition 47, a ballot initiative approved by voters that reduced certain low-level felonies to misdemeanors. And then also, she did reverse that in 2018 after public opinion has shifted on the topic. So beforehand, she was not with it. And then for the last thing in 2015, she opposed a bill requiring her office to investigate shootings involving police officers. This is the one that I heard about the most. And she refused to support statewide standards regulating the use of body-worn cameras by police officers. So that last point was what I've been hearing a lot when people are like, we don't support her, because basically she was okay with cops. In LA is a red spot for police officers killing Black people. Like, a lot of people that come from LA say that is where it's really bad. Like LA, places like New York gets the worst, has some of the worst records for that. You know, Rodney King happened in LA. So a lot of people have been talking about that. And I don't know where I stand on it, because that's that's a bad record.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie.
my thing is like we have to look at the whole picture. I feel as though so many people want to jump on the bandwagon or the bandwagon where they see somebody's Black, oh, we gotta support. But this Black person could be an Oreo, and when I mean Oreo, they're not raised the same way all other Black people are raised. Like they're more white than anything. And with the things that she stands on, it's more Caucasian like. There's a lot of things that you would assume a Black person would support, but she doesn't. Especially if it comes down to, a lot of Black people are being killed by cops. It's required right now. It needs to be required that they wear a body cam. These people do need to be arrested regardless of their status as being an officer, and you're choosing not to support that. I look at you funny because you as a Black person, regardless of, where you come from, you as a Black person, if you know your kind is being killed for no reason, you should want to support that any way possible. That's your people. And you don't. What's the reasoning behind it? Who's behind your back? Who's in your battery pack telling you not to support? Do you want to be like, I feel as though with certain people like that, she became so high up because of her thought process, because she does support the white ideas. And I'm not going to sit here and support what they call them a coon. That's how I feel she is. You want to go with what is popular. And what's popular right now is a lot of white people in the higher up do not care for blacks, do not care to do anything beneficial for blacks. So why am I going to support you when you don't support us? I don't care if you're black. Just because you dark skinned don't mean you with us.
She's not even dark skinned.
Well, nigga, when I say dark skinned, as in you dark skinned, as in you ain't white. Nigga.
Sam. Like bullet holes, okay?
Nah, bro.
Nah,
you talking crazy.
No, you talking crazy. I'm talking. She said, I'm talking crazy. This girl just called me a nigga like 3 times. But
I did. I thought it was just once.
Nah, it was like 2, 3 times. But
pick one, Khadijah. You can't drag it like that. Come on now. Pick one.
You know, I definitely agree on a lot of those points, because I think sometimes we do glamorize the first black sometimes, and looking at her record, I'm not okay with what she's done. A lot of people do want Trump out of office, and I mean, it does boil down to that. Like, point blank period, it's either Biden or Trump. Like, it's not much that we can do about it now. Yeah. I do feel like to get Trump out of office, we should support Biden and Ms. Harris, only because Trump is far worse than her. And so is his vice president. Like, I forgot this man's name, and I know his name, but I forgot it. This man supports pretty much the gay people being their brain being fried when they thought that being gay was a mental disorder, and they used to do these inhumane treatments on gay people. This man supports that, like Trump's vice president. So nah, like that's crazy. But I do feel like her record is a problem, but I am willing to still be aware of it, but be able to support her, because I feel like you can do both. I think you can look at her and say, okay, this is a problem, but if you can address it, if you can speak about it, if we can get past it, if you have a plan for how you plan to come into this office, I can support that. And I do feel like it's great that she is a black woman. And I do feel like she cares about black people. I think she does. I think that maybe, I don't know what was going on. These things did happen some years ago, like 2014, 2015. So maybe her policies have changed since 5 years ago. So I'm willing to look at her and say, you know what? I'm not going to persecute you. I'm still aware. I still know what happened. But I do think you're a better pick than Trump. I think you and Biden are way better than he is. And that's kind of like where we're at with the issue right now. So I feel like a lot of people are speaking up, and it's not wrong. I think people that are saying, why are y'all saying this stuff? Like, she's a black woman. No, people can still speak about it. Like, no, don't tell people to be quiet. People can still feel how they want to feel about it. If I feel like you're not good folk, then you ain't good folk. Yeah. But to tell people she black, she a Democrat, like just accept her. It's like, you know what? No. Like, I'm still gonna point out some inconsistencies, some coonery that I have read about, and I want to know her answer on this. I want to know why she did what she did. People, I feel like you have to just be one or the other. Like, you can't say, I'm gonna call you out for what you did. I still like you as a candidate. I still feel like you might be okay, but I still need some things that we got to get cleared up before I can fully support you. As black people, sometimes we got a one-track mind. Like, you either support Harry or you support Trump. No. No, that's not what it is.
I mean, low-key, it is what it is. It's just, I shouldn't be canceled out as being a black person if I choose the other. That's, I think, where the issue lies, because let's be real, the way black people's mindset is, if you're not Democratic, you ain't black. If you're not, just like even Biden said in his interview, this man had the audacity to say, you're not black if you don't vote for me.
That was crazy.
So, exactly. But that's people's mentality right now. They feel as though you're not a Black person if you don't choose Democrat.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I want to look at both sides because I'm choosing what's beneficial for me. I'm not choosing what's beneficial for the idea of Black people, for the peer pressure of Black people. And this man is, I think the thing is that people don't understand. Trump shows who he is. He doesn't sugarcoat it. He doesn't fake it. He does not make himself seem way better. He tells you what he is. He's a wolf. You see that. I know he's a wolf. Biden, on the other hand, I don't know what he's capable of. He looks to me as a sheep in wolf, or a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's the vibe I get. You want me to vote for you because I'm Black, and because you're Democratic and you're supposedly better for me as a Black person. I gotta vote for you. But all of a sudden, I put you in office. What are you going to change up?
Yeah.
What if all the things that you claim that you were going to do as president, you don't even try to make efforts to do whatsoever? What if a lot of the things that you claim you stand on is not beneficial for me as a Black person, but you claim to support Black people, and I choose not to do any research? I'm stuck with you now for the next 4 years. People aren't thinking about what this man really brings to the table. Just because Trump tells you what he's on. Trump says he wants to build a wall. Trump says all the things that he feels. He's not faking it for us. We know what he's capable of. We dealt with him for 4 years. Let me be honest. I don't see what's the problem with us dealing with him for another 4. I don't. Because let's be real.
She gone rogue. She gone rogue.
The thing is, I know a lot of Black people gonna have an issue with that, but at the same time, it's like, why do y'all want to deal with a whole other wolf? Like, the nigga only got 4 more years. After 4 more years, he gone. He can't come back.
A lot can happen in 4 years.
What happened in the past 4 years?
First of all, Trump doesn't believe global warming is real.
That's his motherfucking business.
But you're the president. Like, you can't just be out here talking about global warming but it's like you can't say global warming is not real. That's how I know this man. I feel like I can't vote for Trump. The reason why I cannot vote for Trump is not for me personally. Now, I do feel like Black people, we do have a tendency to group all Black folks together. And what people have to realize is that not all Black folks were raised the same. Some Black folks are Republicans because they might come from money, and Republicans do benefit people that are more richer. So for a Black person, or the Republican Party really might speak more to the way that they live. And you can't get mad at that because not every Black person is poor and Democratic. Like, you can't be mad at that. So for me personally, I cannot vote for Trump because I don't feel like this man is mentally capable enough to be president. I think that he's a narcissist. I think there's a problem with accepting responsibility. He does not do any kind of research. Like, he doesn't listen to other people. He's so egotistical that you could tell this man, people are going to die from COVID if you don't act on this. And Trump is the kind of person where if you tell Trump, like, this is what's going to happen, it's going to affect a lot of people, and people could die. If he don't personally like you, he won't choose to listen to you. That's not a president. He puts his personal feelings before the people. You can't do that. You can't be like, this person's talking trash, so I'm going to hop on Twitter and go back and forth with you. So what you want to do? Like, you can't do that.
That's how politics has been lately.
No, it has not. Trump, no. Obama never hopped on Twitter and was like, you're a loser. But that's with him. But he started that.
Right now, regardless if he started it, that's what's in right now. For the past 4 years, that's what it has been. You have Hillary, you have him. But regardless, he's been president. That's what it's been on. Like, presidents now have to go on social media and badmouth each other.
No, they don't. No, they don't. You do not have to do that.
But listen, you gotta let's use common sense. If that's what's going on right now, that is what's happening now. That social media is now a big part of you being in politics. That's just that.
But
regardless
if
Trump started it,
it's how you choose to use it. Because I'm not saying that social media does not play a part in politics. It does. But you can choose to go on Twitter and address something in a respectful manner, or you can choose to go on Twitter and say, you're a loser, you're stupid. There's two. A president can go on, but that's that's what he does,
But
and that's the problem.
This is the thing, though. At the end of the day, it does not matter him going on social media talking his mess. He's been president for 4 years, right?
Yeah, he has.
Regardless of us having a problem with it and trying to take him out, he's been president for 4 years. I would rather, completely honestly, I would rather deal with a wolf that I know than a wolf that I do not know. Biden does not come to the table in a respectful manner where he's going to be beneficial for us. That's just it. Regardless, like, and I feel as though too many times people look at Trump like, oh, he don't, whatever flaws that he has as a person, is flaws that he had as a person before he got voted in. Trump ain't new to this. Trump been acting like that. He true to this.
He's true to this.
That nigga been talking crazy before he was president. He was talking crazy when he was, a regular person on TV doing whatever he did with that freaking show that he had. He was talking crazy when he was, doing the campaign. And he was talking crazy when he became president. And he's going to talk crazy after he's president. So let's be real. Regardless of how we feel towards Trump, at the end of the day, so many things have happened this presidential election year. We've been so distracted. Do y'all really think anybody else is going to win other than Trump?
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know I don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, Trump as a president, I don't think he's a good fit. I don't know this man personally.
Oh, girl, no one says he's a good fit. Never once. I don't even think the people that voted for him think he's a good fit.
I can't vote for him. I cannot vote for Trump. Like, I don't feel like he has the characteristics that should be president. I think he's a way better businessman. I think he's a way better reality TV personality. I think he has a great personality for TV. Perfect for that. And I think he has a great personality for the business world. But
right now, you're trying to justify Trump being a good president. No one said he was. We only got 2 people to choose from right now. That are the biggest candidates.
I'm going to have to go with Biden, bro.
Well, go ahead, honey. Go with Kamala.
I'm going to have to go with them. I'm going to have to go with them. But going
just
back
make
to
sure it's not because you black and
no, it's not.
Democratic.
It's. I'm not even a Democrat. Like, I'm not a Republican either. Right now, I consider myself to be independent. Like, I'm not going for either one right now. To me, I just think that it's a better fit for me personally. But at the same time, if somebody were to tell me that they wanted to vote for Trump and they had their reasoning behind it, I can't fly off the handle. I'm not going to either. Like, we can have difference of opinions, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? He fits your life. He fits you better.
He don't fit nobody's life.
But for some people, he fit their life. For some people, he does. Some people want to vote for him because, you know what? I like his honesty. I like this about him, X, Y, Z about him. Like, I feel like his policies align with my viewpoints. And if that's the case, that's fine. My problem is when people try to make you feel like you're a coon, you're not black because you do like Trump. If you like Trump, you like Trump for whatever reason. If you can say, you know what, I don't agree with everything that he says, but his policies, I stand for it. Some people vote for Trump because they really want the wall. A lot of people voted for Trump because they like, I'm tired of Mexicans rolling up in here on dubs, stealing jobs. And a lot of folks felt like that, which I can understand because that's a policy you agree with. I can't tell you don't agree with those policies. That's you as a person. So Harris is our vice president, and people can feel however they want to feel about it, but it is what it is at this point. I think people should still keep speaking about it, though. If you have a problem with her past, say something. You're not wrong for speaking out about it. You're not a coon. You're just trying to understand what's going on and what happened. So I think people should have that right.
At the end of the day, yeah, have your right, but at the end of the day, if you picking something, just deal with it. You gonna pick
honestly,
yeah. You really have no choice. If she already picked and said she's literally nominated, if you picking Biden, she coming with it.
So yeah, she coming with exactly. You can't date Biden and not have fuck them kids.
You only got 2 options, honey, and it's sad, but it's true. You only got 2 options. Next time, think more about your governors, think more about your mayors, think more about that stuff. Because let's be real, the presidency, I'm not trying to throw shade, but it ain't nothing. Like, they don't, whatever happens in the presidential position does not affect us as quickly as it does with our governor and our mayors. People need to think about that. Because, yeah, people mad about at Trump at the fact that, you know, he was last minute with COVID, but if our governor was last minute with COVID, that's why we were affected. It ain't had nothing to do with Trump, because you had governors, you had mayors who literally implemented things well in advance where a lot of people did not get affected. That has nothing to do with Trump. That's our governor and our mayor situation. Just like right now, I'm in Georgia. Right now, we're having issues with our governor and our mayor. They're not handling each other correctly. We're us as people that live in this state, we're the ones dealing with the negative impact. This has nothing to do with Trump. This got something to do with our mayor Keisha and that man, whatever his name is. We had to deal with them.
Why you gotta say Keisha like if you see her, it's on site?
If I see her, it might be because I'm so. It's like, come on now, what's going on?
You said Keisha like if I catch you at Taco Bell, it's on site. Get out the car.
But see, my thing is, it's like things like that. People ain't thinking about that because that ain't got nothing to do with Trump. Keisha and that man fighting don't got nothing to do with Trump. That's dumb, and that's what is affecting us as people, citizens in this state.
Folks do need to pay attention to local politics. I definitely agree with that. Like, people pay a lot of attention on the president and the vice president, but one thing that COVID has taught us, people, is you need to pay attention to your local politicians. Like, one thing that George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and just all of this has taught us is that local politics is super important. Like,
exactly.
And the one thing that I would say, like, about the whole politics and everything is, one thing my pastor always says is that it's okay to have your beliefs, to feel how you feel, but it's the way you react. Like, being a Democrat is not your identity. Being a Republican is not your identity. Like, this is man-made things. God did not look down on us and say, Democrat, Republican, like blue, red. Like, God don't care about stuff. God didn't look down and say that. We made this whole political party up. And I feel like people, they take this, and I can understand, because it's your life, it's your livelihood. Like, the president politics, that affects you as a person, that affects how you feed your children sometimes. But it's just, don't get so caught up. Like, don't make this thing your identity. Like, people that are some of the nicest people in the world, you talk about politics and they turn it to the Hulk, and I'm just like, I don't like that. Like, we can have a conversation and learn from each other and try to understand where you coming from, where I'm coming from, without me being like, you a coon ass nigga. Like, I don't want to, at that point, when you start throwing around coon and you a bitch and you this and you that, like, we're not talking anymore to try to understand what's going on. Like, now it's just like, I want to fight. Now we lost sight of what's going on. Folks be out here going in, like, finna risk their livelihood just because somebody said, I'm gonna vote for Biden. Like, and people are like, da, 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 da. I'm like, oh no. No, you would never catch me on Instagram. You would never catch me in no store going head to head with somebody over politics. I'm not finna do it. Now, if you take the last bag of Funyuns, I might have to go there with you. But what I will not do.
Y'all see where her priorities lie.
I'm kidding. Funyuns are good though. But I'm not gonna go back and forth and fight and argue and you a coon or you this, you that. Y'all, it's becoming a lot. And it's becoming like a joke.
Oh, it's been a joke.
It's
it ain't new.
When I see because I like commentators. I like going on CNN, on YouTube and stuff. When I see these commentators going in, I mean, they talking to each other greasy. Like, when the camera's cut off, meet me in a back room type of talk. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be looking at you to gain information, and y'all going back and forth like you ready to scrap. To me, I'm like, turn it off. Actually, keep it on. This is funny. I will keep it. It's like reality TV. I'm like, wow, this is worse than the Housewives. Like, this is worse than the Housewives. To be honest, it really is. When you look at them commentators, they be, who do you think you're talking to? I'm like, whoa. Never mind.
I don't got time for any of it. I could care less. Listen, y'all, vote for whoever you want to vote, or don't vote at all. Do what the hell you want, okay? Live your life. There's so many. Regardless of who's president, somebody gonna be president, okay? Yes. There's not gonna not happen. Somebody's gonna be president. So
I do think you should become be aware. I definitely feel like people should vote out here. Be aware, but vote because you want to vote for that person. Don't vote because your mama told you to, your daddy told you to.
Or don't vote at all. That's just me.
She rogue. Wow. She rogue.
I feel as though if you're gonna vote because you know what's going on, not just for popular, demand. Don't fall into peer pressure. If you're not gonna vote because there's an educational concept behind it, because you understand, do not go over there and waste people's time and mess up the ballot. Please.
You're right.
Sit your behind at home.
You're right. When you say it like that, you're right.
It don't matter. Just don't vote at all, please.
Yeah. I mean, when you say it like that, I get it. It's like, I'd rather if you...
I shouldn't have to explain why somebody shouldn't have to vote, and it just don't vote. If you don't care for it, then don't. I shouldn't have to explain that, Khadithia.
Sometimes you should, though. Sometimes you gotta explain it. Sometimes you gotta explain it, man, because this election is gonna make a big difference for a lot.
So what? The man already was here 4 years. What's 4 more years?
A lot can happen. In 4 years, people become freshmen and seniors that ain't virgins no more. That is, a lot can happen. Think about who you were freshman year of high school versus who you were senior year of high school, or freshman year of college versus senior year in college. 4 years now. 4 years can do a lot.
But I'm not saying as in that's not a long time for things to change. But it's just like, are we really going to sit here and think that it's going to be Trump or Biden that's going to do a lot? I feel like it's going to be our governor and mayors that are going to do a lot.
Like, but at the same time, the governor and the mayor still got to report to the boss. The president's still the boss. Like, he not just completely out of the picture. Yes.
They get a face.
But, I think all of it is important, but local politics should definitely, it kind of gets swept under the rug a lot. And it needs to come out from under the rug. We need to start paying attention to local politics, because the judge, that's who decides to lock up a black man for no reason or not. They're the ones making those decisions. Like, you need to really start paying attention to that. The president, he don't do that. Your local, the people that you put in the judge's seat, the people that you made a sheriff, all of that. Those are the people that are going to really impact you tomorrow. So, yeah. But, we said our piece on Ms. Harris and in politics. Like, as me and Sam demonstrated, 2 very different views, but we were able to come together and talk about it.
Devil's advocate, y'all. I mean, I really don't care. I really don't care. If Trump wins, it's cool. If Biden wins, it's cool. Just be educated on either one. But let's be real. Let's not call people, let's not make black people feel like they're not black because they vote for Trump. There's reasons behind it. So, do what you do. Do what's best for you. Don't do what's best for other people.
Not every black person is cut from the same cloth, raised up the same way, same financial situation. People got to realize black people, we are multidimensional just like everybody else. So, yes. All right. That is the end, y'all, because we can go all day about politics, but we won't.
You can.
We won't. Oh, Trick, you can too. So we're going to quickly go over our topic of the day. Not topic of the day, but our question of the day, which someone asked me, hey ladies, me and my friend recently had a conversation that turned into an argument. We both are going to go off to college, and she really wants me to go to the same school as her, but I like this other school. So what should I do so that we remain friends, but we both, I guess, get our own way?
Girl, do you? That's your college experience. Like, your friend should be your friend enough to allow you to make you or allow you to do what makes you happy. She shouldn't hinder your happiness at all. And there's so many, especially COVID happened right now. Let's be real. You ain't leaving for school yet. You're still going to be at home. Y'all phone call away, FaceTime away. If anything, if you guys are close by, y'all can make trips to see each other. But don't stop your blessings because your friend has an issue with it at all.
Yeah, I think you should definitely pray on it, because if God is leading you toward that school, He's leading you there for a reason. That could be a huge breakthrough for you. You could join an organization, meet great people. Just a lot of things can happen. So I would definitely say to follow what God is telling you. Follow where things seem to be leading you. Like, when something is leading you somewhere. Like, maybe the school you want to go to has a bomb program that you really want to go to, or maybe they have something there that you're like, man, that I feel like would mean so much to me versus the other school. So like Sam said, if your friend loves you, she'll understand, and she'll know that, you know what, I want you to be successful too. So hopefully you guys can stay friends. Like Sam said, I mean, it's COVID. You guys do have months to spend together, and just break to her like that. Like, hey, this school has what I'm looking for. I love you a lot, but this place, I feel like, is what's going to enhance me and make me a better person. And if she still got an attitude after that, she's not your friend. She don't care about you. She care about herself and making sure that you're there for her. So yeah, that's a problem. But I hope that helps. So Sam, tell them where to find us.
Y'all can find us on Instagram at a brunch session, or on Twitter at a brunch session. If you have any questions, you can email us at a brunch session at gmail.com, or you can DM us. Also, you can follow us on our personal social media. My Instagram is by SamDC.
My Instagram is at Kenethia 2_.
Okay. And I think that's all our information. So we are going to close this episode out with our prayer.
Yay. Who wants to do prayer?
I thought it was me this time.
Do you, Goo?
Lord, thank you for this day. Help everyone I say to get better. Thank you for everything you've done for us, Father. Thank you for waking us up this morning and protecting our family and friends. Father, we come to you today with confusion, but at the same time with understanding that you are always here with us. And I know, like, politics is something big in this country right now, but Father, give people understanding and contentment with whatever they decide. Father, help us still be together regardless of other views. With Breonna Taylor's situation, Father, please give their family some type of comfort, her boyfriend some type of comfort, and let that situation eventually come to an end, because Father, it's been a long time. Thank you for everything you've done for us. Continue protecting us and loving on us. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen. That was a good prayer. Thank you, guys.
Oh, thanks. All right,
Bye.
y'all. Peace.